Hello, everybody. Sarah Troy here at selfdiscoverymedia.com with our Discovery Services Directory, Becoming You. I have Rachel Kelsch here with her wonderful well-beings, balanced well-beings. We are all looking to be a balanced well-being, and I invite you to go back and listen to her Why show. It's quite extraordinary at such a young age, the journey that she's taken, what she's doing, and how it helps you balance your life. This show is her business show, and we're going to dive right into actually understanding a little about what they do, because she works with her sister, which is another wonderful story. Please go back and listen to it because it's really quite extraordinary. What they do at Balanced Wellbeings, how they can be of service to you, and how easy it is to be of service to you, and why it is important. Okay. About themselves is they accomplish health goals every day. They create a community for your health and overall well-being. They put their expertise to work for you on your body. They create a physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual place of health that you've never seen before, and the results that you get are really the answers that you're seeking for. So welcome, Rachel.
Thank you. Hello.
And again, please go back and listen to her story, because again, it's so young to have already got it. She's helping you avoid the Grand Canyon, even when you fall over those pitfalls, potholes in life, and how to get back up again. And it's all about being balanced. So Rachel, before we get into your exact program and everything that you do, just a little summary here of who you are.
Yes. Well, I have to say I'm very blessed to go through what was frustrating at the time, right? All of the illness and all of the problems that I had with my own health, and of course my sister, if you listen to our other segment. But super blessed to have been able to take all that I've been through and turn it into something positive for everyone else. It's just something that drives me, is because I don't want anyone to have to go through what I did for as long as I did. I don't believe that has to happen. You know what I believe, and that's that everyone deserves a healing. So that's my goal.
Everybody does deserve the healing, and everyone does deserve, and it's essential that they find their balance, because that's what we need in their lives for them to be of service in the lives of others. So you help clients heal from chronic illness and teach them to become their own wellness boss.
Yeah.
Now, that is a big one. How do you go about doing that?
A wellness boss is someone who takes their health into their own hands, heals themselves, and then puts that out into their home and then their community. So it's taking the information that we teach them, allowing us to support them, just like we did for ourselves, bring up their worth, take all that information, and then help others. That's the true sense of a wellness boss.
And it doesn't matter if somebody has chronic illness or not. You deal with people whether they're just feeling discontented with life or are facing a life-threatening illness.
Absolutely. Or you just need support in your life because you feel like you want to bring value and worth back in. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Nothing is out of bounds.
No, absolutely not. We love everybody.
Exactly. And it doesn't matter how big the problem, how big a problem is very often is the fact that we're either paying too much on the symptom and not the root cause, or we've got so traumatized by it that we don't believe there is an answer. So it's always coming down to first speaking to the mind, for the mind to allow everything else to come in.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we want to heal someone spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically, because that's what happens, right? You have a disconnect on one or all of those areas. It may be all for someone, but the next person, it might just be a little bit here and there. And that's why our education is very in-depth. It's definitely going through a lot of info fast. We have the support there on our Facebook group to weekly coach you too, and through it with the rest of everyone who's on there with us, becoming a wellness boss. But it's just about getting to the root problem, no matter what it is.
Yeah. And the root is always the cause of it, not the symptom. That is, the byproduct of it.
Yep.
So you help them become the wellness boss. You also, in the series of being a wellness boss, you have a 6-week online in-depth training and weekly coaching.
Yeah. Yep. And it's super fun. So we have 6 weeks, and within that we have multiple videos every day, right? So we send people all the 6-week module system, and they go through, and then they get on weekly with us and coach with us in our closed group. So we talk about the homework, we talk about personal things, we talk about where they're at in their health or their family. It's really this one-on-one time with a group of people who are all searching for the same thing. And each one of those weeks, should I go through and quickly?
Yes, please do. Please
okay.
do.
So week 1 is how to fill deficiencies. And deficiency can be unconditional love, a deficiency of light, a deficiency of vitamin, a deficiency of mineral. What is it for you? Well, we're going to go through every single one of those in our week 1 education. Then number 2, it's a customized diet plan week. You know what? Not everyone's struggling with being overweight. Some people are struggling with being underweight. Not every diet's right for every person. So we just want to educate you on how to put together the right system that works for you. Then we have week 3. That is based more on weight loss, but only because we want to tell people why it's not happening and dive a little deeper into that. Week 4, my favorite, an intuitive connection for your body. Week 4 is absolutely necessary. And people look at it and think, I don't know if I need that. Then they do it and they love it because they learn more about themselves and raise their value and their worth. So then week 5 takes us to virus. It's usually the common denominator, the base, the problem that creates all the symptoms. And we go into a lot on that week. And then week 6, depression and anxiety. We cannot leave that out. It's huge right now. We have to touch base on that in every aspect because everyone has it for a different reason.
Yes.
So we are covering a lot.
You are covering a great deal. And of course, as you said, you send the modules over to people so they can listen to it in their own time as long as they've listened to it before they come to the group session.
Yep. And they'll have it forever. Yeah.
Right. So go back and revisit it. What's really good about things like that is you listen to it in one mindset. You do a group session, you go back and listen to it again, and it speaks to you in a different way, right?
And it's a lot of information. So we expect that, and we want people and welcome people to come back time and time again if that's what they need, because you're right. They'll be opening up to different things every time they hear it.
Yep. And the thing is, you might get stuck on one thing because that's relevant to you right now. You need to nurture yourself through that, and then you're ready to move on to another. But you have the whole package and the whole information, and you can revisit it as you need. Yeah, so you're not forcing people to be whole and everything at the end of the 6 weeks. It's just it's a 6 weeks program that now you can navigate which your weeks are important to deal with at the time.
Right. And the intent behind it, if you don't mind me saying so, the intent behind it was that I thought, if I had this information back when I was at my worst and when I was going through all this, if I had this, I could have skipped so much of the trouble and I could have been ahead so much faster. I just want it to be common knowledge in every home. Yeah,
exactly. And we don't realize how important it is. I have a series on forgotten children right now. And when we look at our children, and yes, it's the kids in the foster care, the this, that, etc. But when we look at adults that are disconnected from their lives, it's generally there's an injured child or a forgotten child in there. So a lot of what you're doing and a lot of health issues come about from that disconnection. But it's also coming back from connecting ourselves to an inner child, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And we don't go through any week without talking about emotional things. I mean, you're fooling yourself if you think there's not an emotional tie, right?
Yes.
Healing the inner child is an absolute necessity. I agree.
Yeah. And, learning to love that inner child, give it a hug.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And doing these kinds of things, they just raise the value and the worth that you have on every level. So I think knowledge is so important, and it's easier to get than ever. And here we've put it into a ton of information in a short amount of time, easily.
Yes. But again, there isn't the pressure on people that they've got to have it all together. It's that there is the information. Then you've got these other groups where they can go in and have conversations with other people and listen, because we learn from other people's stories, don't we?
Yes. And it's an amazing support system. You have to have support.
That is a big one. You're coming at people with the week's tools and things to look at, and they're going to take whatever length of time in their lives to apply it.
Sure.
But by going back into the groups and hearing other people that may be a bit ahead of the curve, or how they're feeling now, is encouragement and support. And we're not designed to do things on our own, are we?
No, absolutely not. That's like, and why do it? You're just making yourself have to struggle when you shouldn't.
Right. Exactly. Now, you work with your sister as well?
Yep. Yep.
And she went through her own challenges.
She did. She did. So we included a lot of that. And what's amazing about this program is I'm the one who's going to teach you weekly through every module that you'll have forever at your own pace. But Kate is the one who gets on, and she is an amazing amount of information. She just gets on there and she coaches everyone every week, and people love her. She's so great at it. Yeah.
Right. And a really unique thing to have two sisters that have
Mhm.
been through things, worked through it together, and now through the collectiveness
Yeah.
are bringing this wonderful dish to you here.
Yeah.
Exactly. How, you do have a book, the 30-30 rules, what I wish I knew in my 20s by 30 women in their 30s, which I think
Yeah.
is great.
It was a really fun project that I was asked to be a part of. And actually, I was 29. I was supposed to be 30, but they wanted me to be in the book at 29 because of where I was at in my business and how amazing it is to take a gift or talent that you've grown on and create a six-figure income, or to create, an amazing blessing for your family that way.
Yeah.
And if, people will get that to that place when they're healthy in their mind and body. I could never have gotten there without all this information and to heal myself. So it was really fun. Yeah.
And it doesn't matter where you are in your life, whether you're single or whether you're a mom or whether you're seeking a career or whether you're the other end of the scale, is we are meant to be fluid creatures, constantly raising our vibration, constantly rising, riding the wave of life in productivity. And if we're finding we're stuck somewhere along the line, we need to know, how can we release that energy, release that chi, so that it can flow again. And it could be something small, it could be something big. It doesn't matter, but it needs to be addressed.
It does, and we're here to learn.
Right.
And
definitely
so
here to learn.
it's never a bad investment or a bad time to learn.
I think that's a huge thing that we need to tell people is, again, especially if you're talking to older generation, this investment in self, in one's self-recovery or self-worth, is something that's challenging, because it's always, who do you think you are, is back of the mind of what we've been brought up with. Millennials, you know that you need to invest in yourself in order to be who you're meant to be, that beautiful beacon of light. And so it's not just an investment of time, it is an investment of money, but it is something that you're going to take with you all through your life, because the tools are there at your fingertips to apply to self at any given time in life.
Absolutely. And what's amazing is when I started to make this program with my team, and it took us a lot of time, a lot of energy. And, I thought, I want to make this program and I want to go speak and I want to sell it and I want to change lives. And then my coach said to me, what about, who all do you want to have this information? And I said, well, every person. And she said, then what we're going to do is we're going to make it very affordable. And we're going to make it very nice. And we're going to make it so that every home can have it.
Yes.
And I love that. So it's made to be a very, high-end, expensive program that we've broken down and been able to, make accessible for literally every person, no matter what.
I call it the Netflix approach.
Yes.
Right? Everybody's paying a certain amount, but you've got an awful lot to choose from. The more people using it, the cheaper it can be. Right? And that's also very beneficial. And that's, I think, also the way we need to go in life. It's not everybody can afford the $5,000 for an hour's consultation. And it makes you question, why 5,000? What kind of consultation do you need to give? And then you feel, oh God, I've got to learn so much in an hour because it's cost me so much. And people need to pay something, because otherwise they don't take it seriously. But at the same time, this is something that they can, as I said, it doesn't matter over the 6-week course, whether they come out of it completely whole at the end of it, or they just have certain areas in their life they've attended to, but they've got the knowledge, they've got the support to continue on their journey of life, of always coming back to that.
Yeah, and I can honestly say what's been cool is to get response from people back from what we're doing. And every response is amazing. And people are so sweet and kind about it. And they just say, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I needed right now. I'm so excited. I've already, dropped this much weight, or changed this in my health, or got rid of this chronic fatigue, or whatever it is. Or just simply saying, oh my gosh, I can honestly say that I've changed my lifestyle because of what I've learned now, and changed my kid's life. And that's what I want to hear.
Right. Wonderful. I'm very happy you're doing what you're doing. I'm very inspired by the show that we did together of somebody who really went through it. Folks, she went through it. I mean, she really was in an illness that really crippled her, but she made a choice to honor herself, to do that self-discovery. She chose positive living and applied different ways, and all that knowledge that she learned now, and along with her sister who took a different path, a different challenge, but it's given them that wonderful yin yang, that wonderful infinity balance there that they now bring to you. And so please reach out to Rachel. Can people reach out to you just to have a conversation, to see if they're a fit?
Oh, yes. So on our website at balancedwellbeings.com, you can go on and click to schedule your own phone consultation and talk to either one of us, at a time that works best for you.
And there you go. You can have that conversation. Is there a connection? Because everything about success is never mind what the program is. Do you have a connection? Because if you do, that means your frequency is open, you're channeling that, and you're going to be able to absorb the knowledge a lot more.
Sure.
So this is a wonderful program. People want to sign off for it for the 6-week course. They can also just do it through the site.
Yes, it's all on our website. There's links all over the place. It's a beautiful site that we had made, and it's very user-friendly. So
excellent. And as I said, you can find this at selfdiscoverymedia.com under Choose Positive Living. You can simply put in her name on SoundCloud. Just put in her name, Rachel Kelch. That's RACHEL-KELSCH, and her shows will be both up there. You can come into the service directory where you found the show, and you will also see her other show with us. Please listen to both of them. You will know there's a connection there. Reach out and have that conversation. Give it a try. As they said, they've made it affordable. If it shifts one perspective of your life, if it shifts you into a gear that's moving you in a better direction, it is worth it. And it's also up to you. The invitation is you need to participate, but they're going to guide you in your direction so that you're not going to fall off the cliff.
We've made it easy.
Yes, exactly, which is important. And very often as human beings, we make things more difficult for ourselves. Yeah. By resistance or the yes but and the oh, I'm not worthy, or I haven't got the money, or I haven't got the time. If you don't like where you're at in life, physically, emotionally, you have really got to make the decision for yourself to decide, am I happy where I am, or am I willing to invest in myself to move forward and see what my true potential is and what my true instrument is in life. And if you are, Rachel is here to serve you.
Absolutely. It's our pleasure.
Excellent. So again, look at the book, the 30-30 Rules of What I Wish I Knew in My 20s by 30 women in their 30s. That definitely will be very, very intriguing. And it's Balanced Well-Beings. You can sign up there for the course. You can sign up there for a consultation and for the book, I assume, as well. And everything is there. And of course, plus you can hear her other show where you can hear her why, because it's really, really inspiring. And inspiration is invitation. Thank you, Rachel.
Love it. Thank you. Yes, my pleasure.
And please do reach out, folks. You've got nothing to lose, so much to gain. And it's really worth investing in yourself, because when you truly are abundant, your light and everything about you shines bright for someone else. So it is important you place importance upon yourself, because we need you to be all that you can be. Until next time, bye-bye.